Hello, everybody. This is Jenny Luscombe. This is Feeling is Healing. It's lovely to be back, and thank you for listening. So today I'm going to be having a bit of a chat, and I've got a request for volunteers for a few different things. And also I wanted to talk about my new Awakening meetup group, which is happening in Liverpool city centre. So, oh God, I've just been telling Andy about this. I set this group up a couple of months ago, and I thought it would be sort of like a gentle, slow burn, and it would build gradually, and that I would know what I was doing. And none of those things have happened. So, right. So I've got the meetings happening this week on Thursday. There's now 209 members, and there are 68 people who say they're coming on Thursday. So I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm excited. It's a bit stressful because I don't really know what any of those people are looking for. So if you were attending an Awakening meetup group, what is it that you would like it to provide for you? So if you would like to, you could come on my Telegram group, which is called Jenny Luscombe Feeling is Healing. You could comment on there if you like, or send me an email at hello@JennyLuscombeEFT.co.uk. Or you can go on my website and contact me through there. But I would really love to know, if there was something like this in your area, what kind of support and connection and information is it that you would be looking for? Because this will be really nice to hear, because the people that have come to the group so far, I mean, the first month I got 3 people there, including me. The second group, there were 7 of us. Now this one, it's a beast. It's like turning into this massive snowball. So yeah, if anybody would like to come, it's basically cool. You can find it on the meetup website. I'll share the link later on Holistic Radio channel. But it's called the Wirral and Liverpool Awakening Meetup Group for Friendship. So I live on the Wirral. Most of my life has, up until now, sort of happened in Liverpool. And it's really easy to get to the venue where we're holding the meeting. It's very close to Moorfield Station, which is in the business district of Liverpool city centre. And we're doing it in a hotel called the Municipal Hotel and Spa. And they have like a really huge bar area where there's lots of side rooms. And there should be loads of places for us to gather, hopefully out of the way of anybody else using the hotel. We might get to the point, I've got a feeling that we're going to pretty quickly get to the point where we'll have to pay for a room somewhere. So I might have to charge like £2 or something for people to come into the group. But anyway, it's exciting and it's building. And there's another chap who came to the second meeting. He set up a group on Eventbrite, and I set mine up on Meetup around about the same time, and he didn't get anybody interested, whereas I did. So we've merged the groups, and he's actually going to be available every week in Liverpool Central Library. So we're going to have kind of like I think he is going to specify some times, but it might be kind of like a drop-in, because he spends all day there, one particular day a week, doing research and stuff. His story in itself is like really interesting. Like he was just a random Joe, just retired, just minding his own business, just going through life like it always had done. And then he had this profound heart chakra opening experience. He wasn't spiritual, didn't have a clue what was going on, went to the medical services, got himself checked out. There was absolutely nothing going on, according to them. Whereas he was feeling like he'd been plugged into an electric socket. He just had this energy like running through his body. He didn't know what on earth was happening to him. He since has, found it extremely difficult with his family, like trying to explain what's happening to him. He's really struggled to find any support. He's having like a huge kind of fast track awakening, and it's so beautiful and synchronistic that we've met, because he actually has quite a lot of experience in running groups, whereas I don't. And he offered to help. So it's just really beautiful that we've merged, and that there's two of us who are going to be points of contact for anybody who's interested in coming. So if you're in the northwest of England, North Wales, and you would like to come, we're at the moment we're booking it for the third Thursday of every month. I was just saying to Andy, I might move to doing it fortnightly, and then I might end up doing the show fortnightly. But anyway, I'll keep you posted. But basically, we're going to be meeting on Thursday, this Thursday, and that's going to be from 6:30 onwards for a few hours. So we'll see how it goes. Basically, at the moment, the focus is discussion, spiritual discussion, kinship, connection, sharing of stories. There's already his group happening in the library is already quite regular. There's a few people going to that. So we're just going to see how it goes. It is a bit scary for me, but it's exciting. And I've felt for quite a while that, as well as having an online presence, which I'm not that great at because I'm not very consistent, but I'm kind of getting there. It seems really important at the moment to ground into the physical reality. So to be somewhere providing support to actual people in physical reality feels really important to me at the moment. And obviously the universe took my offer of offering a group into its hands, and it's building very fast. So there's so much demand for this, and I'm assuming that this must be happening everywhere. So yeah, if you would like to come, and you've got any information for me about what you would like from a group like this, then I would really value your ideas. So yeah, drop me a message if you would like to contribute. So there's a couple of other things that I want to ask. I'm looking for volunteers for 3 different things. I just have become very clear lately about what I'm doing. Phew, at last. Yeah, I'm I've been bumbling along for a while, not quite sure, but I sort of feel like I've reached a point where I know what's important and what I'm supposed to be doing. So one of the things that I want to start doing is I want to normalize spiritual awakening, mainly for our non-awakened friends. It's a very persistent problem in families, including in my own family, not being understood and being projected onto, and finding that whatever we do to try and explain doesn't ever seem to hit home. So the non-awakened people are going to start awakening. None of us really know where this is going. So what I've decided to do is to start a little list of people who would be prepared to be interviewed on YouTube by me, just a conversation, to tell your story, to hear from your perspective what's been going on for you. If you would like to be interviewed by me to share your awakening story, then get in touch by email or any other way on my Telegram channel. It would just be a really exciting adventure, and I'm very, very interested in humans and people generally, and I would like to interview as many people as possible, just so that the world, has another place where they can see what's really happening for normal people who are awakening, and what adaptations have they put into their life to handle that and to move forward. So I've already got a few people, but I'd like more. So if you're interested in that, then get in touch. And another thing, obviously I've been doing this already. I've been doing partswork sessions on camera because it's a profound process that brings massive change that anybody can do in their house, sitting on their sofa. If you make this process a practice, your life is guaranteed to change for the better. So this is a process that is very good for indecision, procrastination, self-sabotage, that feeling of being held back, being against yourself. This is when we find ourselves stuck on a kind of pendulum swing from one part of our consciousness to another. And it just keeps flip-flopping from one side to the other. I want to smoke, I don't want to smoke. I want to smoke, I don't want to smoke. Or I want to start this project, I don't want to start this project. I want to start. So this pendulum swing is happening because these two parts of consciousness have formed a belief system, probably at different times of your life. So you might have opposing parts of consciousness. So that might look like something like, I'm not good enough, but then you might also have a belief, I'm too much. So if you're too much and you're not good enough, you're going nowhere, because both of those are valid. They've come from some place in your consciousness that is calling you to go and look at those inner children or inner adults. So the way that partswork works is to go entirely into both sides of the consciousness so that those sides of consciousness can express. Once those sides of consciousness have expressed, there's no need for a pendulum swing. Your parts of consciousness just naturally align. So this practice, you can keep going back to it over and over again until you no longer have that problem. And it doesn't take you as long as you think. And huge change can come as a result of doing this practice. So most people out there think that this kind of thing can only be done by therapists or people that are trained. That's over. Like, we're not doing certificates anymore. Like, we are all in charge of our own consciousness, whether we like it or not. And I want to normalize that we are in charge of our own consciousness. We're done with the mind control, and there's so many different things that we can do for ourselves to become empowered and to bring change. So if you would like, and this is not normal and it's not for everyone, if you would like to go on camera as a volunteer, where I can take you through the partswork process for educational purposes, then you will get this free therapy session, and you will probably understand how to do that yourself as a result. If you did do that with me and then you decided you didn't want that to go out, that would be fine. I wouldn't ever do anything against your will. But if you would be interested in having a go at that as a service to humanity, then again, get in touch with me through my website or by email or on my Telegram channel. So there's another thing that I'm thinking of doing as well, is because I really feel with every fibre of my being that self-healing is the way forward for humanity, and we need to have a quantum leap basically to get through this. Like, the more people that are self-healing, the faster the collective frequency is shifting. I'm thinking of doing a series of Zoom calls where I'm teaching people how to self-heal anything yourself. So that is literally anything can be healed through self-healing. That's physical issues, emotional issues, and mental health issues. So I'm going to do this as a donation-based series of Zooms and see how many people would like to do that, and then basically just take it from there and run with it if enough people want to get involved. So at this point, I haven't started doing that yet, but I am thinking about doing that. I'm going to suggest it to my group. If you would like to participate in that, I'm basically going to be teaching step by step how to go about doing the inner work yourself, or the shadow work, whatever you want to call it. And this, again, can bring profound change in your life, and it can shift all these things that you didn't think you had the power to do that. So if you would like to register your interest so I can see how many people would like to get involved, that would really help me. So if that feels like something you would like to get involved in, then feel free to get in touch with me. So yeah, these 3 volunteer opportunities are: if you are a spiritually awakened person and you would be interested in sharing your story on YouTube and to be interviewed by me, then get in touch. If you would like to do parts work on camera for educational purposes, then get in touch. And if you would be interested in a series of Zoom calls learning how to self-heal anything yourself, donation based, you don't have to pay, I'm happy for people to come if they're struggling, then get in touch. I'm really excited about all of this. And obviously, if you want to come to the group, you're so very welcome. Another thing that I wanted to mention as well, because of my profound passion to get everybody self-healing, I've actually got a course that I wrote a long time ago. Actually, I think it was 2022. I did a course which is basically a series of, it's like a set of 7 videos which takes you through the process of learning how to do the inner work yourself. I've decided to offer this as a donation-based course as well. You don't have to pay full price. So if you're a subscriber to Holistic Radio, or you're a subscriber to any of my communities, any of my channels, I'd like to offer that course to you for whatever you would like to pay for it. So that's literally a gift from the universe that can change your life. And I just want the world to start self-healing. So I've got loads of opportunities here for you. So if you're interested in any of that, contact me. And if you want the course for a donation, I can give you a discount code, and then you can just go for it. So yeah, thanks everybody for listening to all of that. And I hope as many of you can get as involved as you like. So thank you everybody for coming on the show. Does anybody want to join in and say anything?
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
Yeah, I was just listening to you whilst I was sorting out Tobias's tea, and what popped into my head was that doing your groups and things that you're going to do in Liverpool, in the physical world, if, as a suggestion, as a sort of collective support group to discuss what it is that they've listened to when they've gone to see you. If you want to arrange for a weekly meetup on Holistic Radio, for example, let's just say 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon for an hour or two, they can openly come in and talk about what they've seen with you, talked about with you, listen to what you've had to say in the previous week at the previous meeting, etc., and discuss it between themselves as well in an informal way, not recorded, but just an informal chat.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea, Andy. Yeah. So without going online, we could just set a time, and then they could all just go on and
just say weekly chat group to discuss what you've heard, what you might have missed, what you might not have understood, and they can talk about it between themselves, basically.
Oh, that's such a good idea, Andy, because there's so many people have contacted me in really different situations. There are older people that find it hard to get out, and then they've said, oh, is it just going to be the younger crowd? And would they be welcome and all of this? And it's, some people have health problems. They won't be able to always come. So yeah, that would be amazing. Like, that would make it even more accessible. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll suggest that.
It's just a thought. Let's play with it. You can run with it and expand on that and see what kind of feedback you get from the other people that come. And it should work. And
I think so, because one of the main things, like when I've kind of surveyed them all so far, the ones that have come up until now, like what people in common seem to want is friendship and just somebody to talk to about what they're experiencing and their fears about the world, and learning from each other, because the way that the universe fits together, what we need is out there. It's already out there. We've already got access to everything.
Yeah, we've got to unlock it, haven't we?
Yeah, and already, like, such beautiful things have happened, even though there's only been like a few of us. Loads of people, like, for example, the first meeting, there was only 2 other people. I went on that amazing retreat with that lady, which I wouldn't have managed to even hear about, and it was only 20 minutes from my house. So that opened me up to a whole new community of people. Like, I've got this whole community of other kind of like-minded therapists and stuff that I wouldn't have met, and that was just from meeting 2 people in the world. So, like, the growth that this is going to create is, like, absolutely profound.
And the other thing that's just popped into my head as well is that whilst initially you're at wherever your location is going to be in Liverpool on the Wirral, if for those people that can't get to it for whatever reason, you could see if there's a group of people, let's say near Lancaster, or something, Manchester or somewhere else, you could organise an afternoon somewhere where you can meet, even if it's in a pub. Let's meet round at the pub and we can get to know each other, get to see each other, and there's loads of potential options there to make it flourish.
Yeah, there is, and I'm quite keen to not make it about me. I just had the idea, and I wanted more connection myself with people that are like me. And everybody's an expert, aren't they, in something? I think anyone who is awakened at this time, on this planet, has got something important to say or important to do. So just, the provision of an opportunity for people to stand up and share their story, or to ask questions, or to learn from other people.
That you're not on your own, and that there are other people out there. And when I was listening to what you were saying at the beginning, it reminded me back in sort of 2021, so that sort of time, when I found out about the Stand in the Park meetings on a Sunday morning at 11 o'clock at the local park, and there was hundreds of them across the country. And up until that point, I was in that kind of sort of frame of mind that, yes, I am, a very small minority. No one else is aware of it. And then I started going to these Stand in the Park meetings. And whilst it was the summertime, it was great. It was fantastic. But I met a lot of people, made a lot of friends from it, and so on. But then one of the reasons why Holistic Radio came into being was because of that. And I never even knew that. So if I'd never gone to the Stand in the Park meetings and associated with like-minded people and talking with different people, Holistic Radio would not be here today.
Yeah, that's so valid. Like, I mean, there's something about we get activated. Some people call it codes. When we meet somebody else that is a higher frequency or kind of like-minded, like, we have codes for each other, and sometimes you don't even have to say anything. It's just a frequency thing that you kind of activate, and you do have ideas that you wouldn't have had, and it's the same, like, as in conversation. Like, you could be sitting in your house on your own without anyone to talk to, and you've got all this kind of unexpressed potential, but then as soon as you have a conversation with somebody else, you hear yourself saying things to them that you didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know I felt like that.
And
But
the
you
other
need to
thing
see
there with that as well is that when you are, like you've just described there, when you are on your own and you only have your thoughts in your head and you don't really voice them out loud in a conversation, when you do, it's so liberating and it's so freeing because you're actually voicing it. Then you're not just having those thoughts rumbling around inside your head. You're
yeah,
actually articulating them and projecting them out.
yeah. No, it's so beautiful and profound. Yeah, there's something about as soon as you say something, as soon as you make it real on this planet, then it is. If it's in your head, it isn't.
Yeah.
You're getting there, but it is if you say it. It's like writing as well. Like when you write, you're literally channeling, you're grounding something on into the physical.
Yep.
So yeah, it's the same. It's the same. Yeah, I love that. Thanks, Andy, for suggesting that idea. That's perfect because I think the main thing that I've picked up so far is that people want to talk. People just want to talk. But I'm kind of feeling like, and this other guy who is setting up a group too, like we're kind of thinking if the group gets really big, how do we do that? Like, how do you sit and chat?
Mm.
Like, because obviously you break off into smaller groups, don't you? And people can't hear and stuff. But like, on the radio, like if everybody came on and had a good old chat,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
that's a very accessible way of doing something that is actually quite hard to do in physical reality as well. But
Yeah, you
yeah,
could do it
we'll
in
get
a
there.
sort of like everyone has sort of like 5 or 10 minutes to express, share the feelings, thoughts, and emotions for everybody else to hear, and then take it in turns, and then somebody else has a go. That
Yeah,
again could work.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
different groups. You
It'll
could have. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, but you could have. Let's just say you could have an afternoon coffee afternoon, on a Wednesday, and then a coffee afternoon on a Friday, and a coffee afternoon for different groups or different
mm,
um, topics. So you could have,
yeah,
for Wednesdays, that's the drop-in group for XYZ, and Saturday, the drop-in group is for ABC.
yeah. You could have different groups for different purposes. Yeah. Yeah, that I think is inevitable actually, because if 30 people have joined since yesterday, I mean, where is this going? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, thanks, Andy. That's really good. That's
So let's see where it goes. We can only play and we can only experiment with it.
yeah,
I don't mean play as in a childish thing. I mean play as in play around with the ideas, play around with the thoughts,
yeah,
and experiment and see what works and what doesn't work. And eventually, it organically will evolve.
yeah. It's funny that you said play then, because I was listening to something today where they were talking about how like we came to this planet to play and we forgot. And it's
Yeah,
like the kids there with their dinosaurs and their unicorns, and they're literally creating universes. They're like, you do this and I'll do that, and like it's complete unbridled source consciousness, and then we all grow up and we stop role playing and we stop doing dressing up, and we're supposed to be playing. Like that's the whole point,
yeah,
and everything comes from that, and all this struggle is bollocks, isn't it? It's just like,
it is. Or the lack
yeah,
of it. It all comes from the lack of not playing or not seeing life as a playground. Because it is.
yeah,
I use the phrase "it's all entertainment."
yeah,
And sometimes that entertainment is a shit show, and sometimes that entertainment is a laugh. Sometimes it's drama, but it's all entertainment at the end of the day.
yeah,
And you've got to take it like that. And
yeah,
if you take it overly serious, and that again, that's where the problems arise.
yeah,
So you've
yeah.
got to take. I think there's the phrase "take it with a pinch of salt."
Mm,
you know.
yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant. Thanks, Andy. I've got a process that if anybody's interested to join in with, I'll do at the end. Does anybody else who's on here live want to say anything or have a chat or anything?
Hi, Jen.
Hiya.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Becky?
Good, good. I just wanted to pop on and just let everyone know about the parts work and how powerful that is.
Yes. Yeah,
It's
Jackie was very brave, and she came on camera with me and did that. I've kind of got a bit of a backlog of my videos, so I haven't posted it yet. I might do it tomorrow, actually. I might do it tomorrow.
I just
Yeah,
like,
tell us about it, Jackie.
absolutely powerful. I'm still resonating off of it, and I'm still going back and opening those locks, you know. So
Yeah.
very powerful, as you say, Jen, and definitely something that you can continue working on, a fabulous healing journey. So thank you.
You're so welcome, Jackie. Thank you for that. Yeah, I've got like a small waiting list of people that want to do that. Some of them are kind of a bit, I don't know if I want to do that. They're still kind of in process. But yeah, it's not a normal thing to be asked to go on camera to do therapy. But like the just being witnessed by lots of people is in itself profoundly healing. But to actually do the process is profoundly healing. But then to have that witnessing as well is so good for anybody. Like that kind of healthy risk is beautiful. And you know, you never know what's going to come out in any of these sessions. So I always say to people at the beginning, you know, if anything too personal comes up, I'm just not going to post it. You know, I'll just give you a copy of it, and it doesn't matter at all if it can't be posted into the world. But yeah, I'd love to keep going with that, because when I first started that project, I didn't think anyone would want to do it, but I've had a trickle of people, so it's been really good. Yeah, thanks, Jackie. And anybody else want to say anything? Okay, so I've got a process, kind of a bit like a meditation, that I would like to do. So if you would like to join in, this is a process which addresses our inner fractals. So if you think about inner child work, this is inner fractal work. So I'm very experimental, and I morph lots of things that I know into processes, and I take lots of information and I kind of like make it my own. Now, I don't know if you've heard of this lady, there's a lady on YouTube called Sarah Landon. So that's Sarah without an H. Landon, so as in London, but without the O. So Sarah Landon. I follow her every now and then, and she's very high vibe, and some of the things that she says just knock me over. I'm just like, oh my God, you know, I just have shifts of consciousness just listening to her. And I was watching a video of hers a few weeks ago, I think sort of around about Christmas, and she was saying that she was talking to her higher self, and she was asking, what is the most powerful and best question that no one has ever asked the universe? So this is right up my street. My ears pricked up. I was like, yes, I want to know. What is the best and most powerful question that no one has ever asked? So what the answer was, and I tried to find the video again so I could listen to it again, so that this is kind of rehashed. So this might be slightly different to how she put it. But basically what the answer was that for all humans, it would be extremely beneficial to learn to understand that all of our multidimensional fractal aspects of self. So if you think about that, like past life versions of us, galactic versions of us from other lives, inner children from this life, ancestral frequencies that we're carrying. All these different parts of us, parts of our soul, are still, like, everything's happening all at once. Time doesn't exist. All of these parts of us, in any moment, are experiencing the same frequency as what we are experiencing right now. So the answer to that question, what is the best and most powerful question that no one has ever asked, is basically, we need to understand that all of our multidimensional fractal aspects of self are all having the same experience at once as what we're going through right now, in whatever now that we're in. So she was suggesting lots of different ways of working with those multidimensional aspects of self. So I immediately went to my bank of knowledge about working with inner children, in doing inner child work, and obviously parts work, parts of our consciousness. So I've put together this process on the basis of that. So this process will be really helpful for you if you're going through something right now, which obviously we all are. Hopefully some of you are having a good time. I mean, I have good times. But it's a zigzag journey, isn't it? It's like up and down and up and down. So if you're having a difficult time, this process is for you. But also, if you're having a great time and things are good, this process is also for you. So I'm kind of going to do this process as if you're finding things hard. So as if you're in a frequency right now that you're finding difficult, and you would like help with that. So yeah, as soon as she said this, that humans need to understand that all of their multidimensional fractal aspects of self are having the same experience as you right now, as soon as she said it, I thought, right, I know what to do. I had this image of, I don't know if you remember a game show from the 70s called Celebrity Squares. And I just saw the celebrity squares. So there was like rows and rows of celebrities, and they were on kind of like a row on top of a row on top of a row. They were all sitting kind of facing the audience, and then they would be asked questions. I can't really remember what happened, but I just had this image of celebrity squares. So I suddenly got this image of all my multidimensional fractal aspects. So this is quantum healing on steroids, and quantum healing is just healing through the power of imagination. And the reason it works is because your body doesn't know it's not real, which I love. So whatever your imagination does, your body thinks is happening. So if you can bring relief and validation to your fractal aspects, you will be bringing it to yourself on steroids. And I know that I always say on steroids. I'm trying not to say it as much, but I find it very descriptive. So if you can max out that celebrity squares image of all your multidimensional aspects, so see the aliens, you've got the alien versions of you, you've got all the past life aspects of you, all of your inner children from this life and past lives, all your ancestral wounds aspects of you. We've all got an aspect of our womb experience as well when our mums carried us. That is an extremely powerful aspect of consciousness to access. So just see that you've got hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands and thousands of multidimensional fractal parts of your soul. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to integrate these aspects. We're trying to bring them all in. We're trying to accept them for who they are. And soul retrieval is what we're all doing, even if we don't realize that we're doing that. So I kind of like amped it up a bit, and I saw this celebrity squares image of all my multidimensional fractals in a large place, kind of like Wembley Stadium. Like imagine Wembley Stadium, every seat is filled with a part of your soul that has been traveling in a different way to the part of your soul that you are now connected to. So just imagine all these aspects of you. If it would help you, then you could tap while you're doing this, tap on the center of your chest. And then that helps you come into homeostasis and brings your cortisol down, the adrenaline in your body. And it enables you to connect with yourself, particularly through the heart chakra area, through the thymus. So, if you want to participate in this, just set the intention to connect with your multi-dimensional aspects. And you don't have to be able to see them. Just know that they're there, and know that when you decide to connect with them, you are, even if you can't feel it. So what I want you to do is to just tune into them and to just feel that energy and to identify with them, because they're feeling the exact same way as you. So whatever you're going through in your life right now, they are also experiencing. So this is the question that no one ever asked. What is the best thing for me to focus on? Literally this. So this has got a lot of power in it. So set the intention to connect with them. Thank them for coming. And send them the message that it's okay for them to feel that way. It's okay for them to be where they are. It's okay for them to be feeling that exact same way that you're feeling. It's okay if they don't know what to do. It's okay if they don't know where they're going. It's okay if they don't know who they are. And it's okay if they don't feel acceptable for some reason. So we are definitely going to have these witchy and wizardy parts of us that have been ostracized and kicked out of the village. So they're quite like us, just in different bodies, in different times. So just feel a kinship and an affinity with them. And just feel the feeling of accepting them as they are. And tell them, you're not wrong or bad. I understand that you might think you are. You've not done anything wrong. This is a temporary experience. You're not stuck. And we're going to move through this together. And you're helping me and I'm helping you. So if you can, generate a feeling of compassion for their experience and maybe their suffering. And invite them, come and feel that with me. Come and feel that with me. So just pay attention to your body and just start to relax any tension. Notice the tension and the tightness that's there. Just start to experience relief as a result of connecting with all these parts of you. And know that they're also feeling it and that they're benefiting from this connection that you have initiated. And then feel them relaxing because they are feeling the exact same thing as you. And just tell them, I see you. I get you. I'm here for you. I feel you. I know you. I understand you. And call them back into your body. Invite them to integrate with you. Say to them, come and feel that with me. It's safe to come into my body and feel that with me because I already accept you. You're just like me. Ask them to stay. We're better together. Ask them to come and feel that with you. And then imagine wrapping yourself and them in a blanket of divine light. You know, like at the end of the London Marathon, everybody gets wrapped in a kind of silvery, I don't know what that's made of, strange kind of material that keeps people warm. Imagine wrapping the warmth of the divine around yourself and around them. You're all cloaked in this divine love. So send love to them and to yourself. We're supposed to feel it all. And we might feel like we're not coherent when we're feeling. But actually we are, because it's the way. So in order to be connected to our truth and our path, we have to be in coherence and presence. If you can be in coherence and presence with all your multidimensional aspects, you are accelerating. So let them be safe to feel in your body. Just set the intention to bring all parts of you back to you in unity and integration. They don't have to be perfect. And then just say out loud, I am who I am. And that's enough. We are who we are. And that's enough. And then imagine that your higher self is in front of you, facing you. You might know what your higher self looks like. You might not. They probably look just like you, maybe a bit more sparkly. So imagine your higher self is facing you and is out in front of you. And they're creating this big ball of golden energy in front of your mouth where you express into the world. This is your creator energy. So imagine that your higher self is meeting you where you are. Your higher self is not just meeting you where you are, but meeting you with all of your aspects. Not needing you to be different, not needing you to do anything, not needing you to be doing anything that you're not already doing, not needing you to be better, not needing you to be a new, improved, more evolved person. Your higher self is meeting you where you are, because that's enough. They're accepting you in what you are in, accepting you how you are being, even when you fall, even when you get it wrong. They're accepting you, whatever you're doing or not doing. So that acceptance from your higher self, be the bridge, and then send that acceptance to all your fractals. And then feel them receiving it, just like you received it from your higher self. There's literally nothing for you to do to be accepted. So I would suggest making this a practice. Make a practice of seeing this creator energy at your mouth and your throat area. And it's a bridge from your physical self to your non-physical self. So you're connecting the difficulty of life, the physical life that you're in, with the ease of your soul. And this is what we're all doing, integrating the dark, the light, all of it. So it's okay for you and all your fractals to be like this. And just know that when you up level, when you have good change, when good things come, so are they. Like, it's happening to them. So just imagine your best version of self, your future self, whatever that is. And imagine sending it out to all of your fractals. So tune into this harmony that you're looking for, this peace, the illumination that you're seeking, the power of imagination, invincibility, unity, togetherness, soul family, support, collaboration, recognition, coherence, comfort, calm, self-love, prosperity, a release of all the old stories, and a download of the new ones. Honor, mastery, revolution, wherever it is that you're going, receive that from your higher self and then send it to your fractals. And pay attention to what you're receiving. So you might be projecting some of that, and that's okay. But receive it. What's here? What does your soul, what does your higher self message you that is coming? So just set the intention to receive and allow whatever your best version of self is. And imagine being witnessed, consciously choosing this with your divine sovereign authority. Imagine being witnessed by your higher self, your higher power, your spirit team, light beings of support that may be around you. receive yourself. And allow yourself to be wonky, because that's the whole point. Allow yourself to be growing and changing. And allow it to be scary, because it's what we chose, apparently. So just before we finish, just tune in to these multi-dimensional parts of you. They might not all have wanted to come into your body, so just allow that. They might not be ready, but some of them would definitely have done, and invite them to stay. Provide a safe place for them to be accepted by you, because they are you, just in a different time and space. And you have the power to affect that. So I'm really curious about this process. I'm really curious that nobody ever asked what is the best thing for us to focus on, that no one's ever asked. I'm so excited to have heard that information that was channeled by Sarah London. So how interesting. So if you're still tapping, have a deep breath. And just open your eyes whenever you're ready. And then just listen to that as many times as you like. But I think that is super powerful. And to be honest, I've only just thought this now, right? I think the first time I did that, and I've only done it a few times, but the first time I did that, that's when my group got big. So maybe there's something quite accelerative. I don't know, is that a word even? Accelerative? I think there's something very expansive about that process, and just seeing the reality of us. It's not just little us on earth. It's not just us. We need to see how big we are. We are huge. So I think the more that we connect with the bigness of ourselves and co-create in that way and do energy work with them, the better. The better for you, the better for us all. So thanks everybody for that. I hope you enjoyed that. A bit of a mind bender as usual. So yeah, thanks everybody for listening to me. And thank you for getting in touch if you'd like to volunteer in any of those ways. Thank you for joining in with that process. So I'll finish now. Does anybody want to say anything or join in?
Just thank you for today's show, Jen. Much love.
Oh, thanks, Andy. Yeah, I love doing the show.
And you made it an hour as well. You didn't think you were going to get an hour in.
No, yeah, I know. Whenever I say it probably won't be an hour, it either goes over or, yeah, it's usually more than I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so
But,
brilliant. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's very therapeutic for me doing this show. I love it. I love it. And yeah, I'm excited about kind of combining the show with my group. I think that's brilliant, Andy. Thanks so much.
I'm looking forward to seeing it evolve and seeing where we can go with it.
Yeah, perfect.
If nobody else has got anything else they want to add or comment on, I can stop the recording now. Okay. Are you ready to stop, Jen?
Yeah, I'm ready to stop. Thanks everybody for listening, and thanks Andy, as always.